All right, Tony Barnes. Introduce yourself for the people who don't know. Just like real quick, give me an intro. Who you are, what's your deal?
Good Lord. I'm Tony Barnes. I've been making games for 4 decades. Art, music, code, design, the whole shebang. Because, 40 years ago, you had to do all that. I've worked on a whole bunch of stuff, over 100 games shipped, and let's not talk about the ones that didn't ship. Worked at, places big and small, EA, Rockstar, Collective, all sorts of things. We'll probably get into all that.
Yeah,
but I'm old and crusty. I've been around.
Well, you have won a Lifetime Achievement Award. Don't you think
true.
that's a little premature? Don't they give that to people when they're almost dead? You're not almost dead.
Yeah, that was crazy. 2019, they reached out, and I think they thought they were reaching out to, my kid or somebody, and they were like, hey, we have this Jerry Lawson Lifetime Achievement Award we want to give, to your dad, Tony Barnes. I'm like, I'm Tony Barnes. They're like, oh, you're alive? Because I think they think that someone that would be doing that for, so long and whatever would be older and probably fallen off or retired or whatever. But, I'm going to die at my desk, really. I got like another probably at least 20 years in me. So
What is this dying at your desk thing? Like, where's this drive coming from? Don't you want to go on vacation? Have you ever gone on vacation?
Isn't this a vacation? We're at GDC right now.
Kind of.
No,
How about a vacation you haven't been able to write off to the IRS? Like a real vacation.
I think I'm going to probably start doing this because my wife's like, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, when I got into this, I just, I don't know. It just keeps going, and it's 24/7 for me, man.
Well, you like it. It's not like a.
I love it.
Yeah, okay.
It's what I was born to do. Seriously, like, I could do a lot of shit. Or sorry, I can do a lot of stuff.
You could swear. I don't care.
There you go.
The algorithm means nothing to me. I don't have any subscribers.
All right. So I have all these little talents and all that stuff, and it's perfect to coalesce into like game making for me. If I wasn't making games, maybe I'd be, I don't know, like a DP on film or like trying to do soundtracks or something like that, right? But for me, it all comes together in the games, and it's just great to like have this thought in my head and then be able to realize it. That's really how it even started.
Yeah.
Because before, I'd be playing like D&D and stuff, and I'd always loved DM because I wanted to like tell a story and kind of manage the whole thing and all this. And then I started doing comics, and that was because I wanted people to see what I saw in my head when I was DMing. It's not because I like wanted to be like the next Chris Claremont or something. That's a guy that worked on X-Men, for you people that don't know that. But so it's always been about like what I see, what I hear in my head, and wanting to share it. And games just they just work for me to do that. It's just a medium that's, I think, perfect for me. Because also, it's not just about like, what's the aesthetic or what's the sound or whatever. Like, it all has to kind of like come together. And I love when I see someone playing my game and I get a reaction from them, especially like, of course, the reaction, whatever the reaction is that I actually wanted. It's like they're scared or they're happy, they're exhilarated, they're like, oh, I'm a badass, I just made that, right? So everything that I do is to kind of like get that vision out, and then it just like tune towards getting the reaction that I want from them. When I get that reaction, I'm just like, oh yes, yes. Like, I got a game, Vector Guard. So it's a 2.5D, like side scrolling, but it's mainly vertical, it doesn't matter. It's like a vector thing, right? Or like pseudo vector. And it's about, it really is just about like blowing shit up. I was like, man, I want to do something that like, it's just about blowing crap up, but not like boom blocks or something. I want it to be like kind of old school arcade and all this. And then there was like this arcade game that was, or it was an Atari game called Caverns of Mars, right? And in Caverns of Mars, you went down, vertical shmup, you shot stuff, and then when you got to the bottom, he blew up a thing, and he went back up, right? And they did like some remake or something. And it's cool, but it's different. They turned in like some endless runner with roguelike thingies, and I thought you're missing one of the things that like gave me a chubby when I played that game, which was blow up the thing, go back up, right? So I started from there. It's like the aesthetic comes from what can I do that kind of fits this like bring in old school and new school and instantly tell someone like what they're in for, right? Because it's like vector. You're instantly not thinking it's a boomer shooter or anything like that because nobody would do it like that, right? And every explosion's visceral, right? So I get that from people, like they respond to that. You blow up the thing, and I just kept fine tuning the timing and the music is all dynamic to like when you come all the way back up to get out, it's generally down to just a few seconds, and everything kind of culminates, And I see people when they play it, and they're sweating because they're trying to get back up, and maybe there's a whole bunch of shit they didn't blow up and all this stuff, and it all comes together, and I'll see someone and they'll just make it, and they'll be like, oh, I just made it, whether it's on a stream you can hear them say it, or in person, like I see their face and I'm like, mission accomplished, right? So that's.
Where do you observe these people playing? Is this like at festivals and stuff? Like, where are you observing these players?
Yeah, part of the reason I come to GDC is, besides just hooking up with old friends and all that, is to see people play. So I'll go to these showcases and festivals, Comic-Con, things like that, because also it's so much harder to like tissue test to get testers in and all that and have them play. It's a lot harder nowadays to kind of coordinate that. So I utilize these kind of things in the industry, and honestly, outside of just paying my bills, like that's what it's about for me is the reaction. Like I love when I see I love it when a plan comes together, but I love it when I see people react to what I made, or like online someone's like, man, I grew up with your game. I used to play, I don't know, like Desert Strike on my dad's lap. We played together, and or I used to cut school with a bunch of my friends, and we go play General Chaos or something. So, like, those are the things that motivate me, is getting my vision out and getting a reaction back, and people saying, you were my childhood or whatever. It's sure, it's a little, it's part ego boost, but it's like I made an impact, and those people, may go on and make an impact the same way. Sorry. The same way that like all these little things made an impact on me, I mean, I grew up with Ray Harryhausen, Clash of Titans, all that stuff, Star Wars, Prince. These are, these were my North Stars. These things, and then there's lots of little things in between that just like had an impact on me in a positive way, whether the person knew or not. Not just like someone big making aliens or something, because I love Cameron also. But it's like it's not just about like those guys. It's about all the little people in between, little things. And so, one day I was just like, yeah, why do I do this? I don't know. I think I was like a year like 25 or something, probably having some sort of crisis.
The quarter life crisis, as it's called.
Man, we have crises all the time.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, why do I do this? And it's like, oh yeah, I remember why I do this. I think you gotta always kind of remember why you did it.